pursueth, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. For the transgression of a land, many are the princes thereof. But by a man of understanding and knowledge, the state thereof shall be prolonged. A poor man that oppresseth the poor is like a sweeping rain which leaveth no food. They that forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the I am understanding all things. Better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness than he that is perverse in his ways, though he be rich. Whoso keepeth the law is a wise son, but he that is a companion of riotous men shameth his father. He that by usury and unjust gain increases his substance, he shall gather it for him that will pity the poor. He that turneth away his ears from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination. Whoso causeth the righteous to go astray in an evil way, he shall fall himself in his own pit. But the upright shall have good things in possession. The rich man is wise in his own conceit, but the poor that hath understanding searcheth him out. When righteous men do rejoice, there is great glory, but when the wicked rise, a man is hidden. He that covereth his sins shall not prosper, but whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy. Happy is the man that feareth always, but he that hardeneth his heart shall fall into mischief. As a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the poor people. The prince that wanteth understanding is also a great oppressor, but he that hateth covetousness shall prolong his days. Proverbs chapter 28, verses 1 through 16. Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have swayed over the thoughts of men's hearts, and let them not lead me astray from thee, my God. Establish thou me and my seed, that we go not astray henceforth and forever. Jubilees chapter 12 and verse 20. Oh, yes, 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 yes. We give praises, all praises to the Most High. Yes, we give the Most High praises. Yes, because the Most High is worthy of all praise, even the I am that inhabits all things, time, space, matter, whatever you call it. The I am inhabits it. He understands you by your heart. He weighs your heart. For the heart of man is deceitful above all things, but who can know it? He said, I, the I am, I try your intentions. Yes, and you wonder how he knows things. God knows by the way of the people and the sway of spirits over men's hearts, whether they be evil or they be righteous. God knows because they report to him. Now, some things he has ordained that should happen because of the heart of the people. But you have to know and understand God. In order to understand God, you have to know the law, statutes, commandments, and ordinances. And from there, you keep reading, you keep studying, you keep understanding. Show me you and your righteousness, O God. How can one deem God righteous? I hear one say on social media that why God allow man to sin, then destroy the world, and then man sins again. Well, God has a plan. I can't justify God, but I see what I understand. God has a plan. That group of people could not live longer than what they did. They were very wicked. You don't know the half of what they were doing, neither do I. And then you had the watchers, which were influenced. These people had access to more spiritual things than you can imagine. They had to be destroyed. Yet God's hands was reached out that they could pass upon the flood too. He allowed them. Come, let's reason together. They did not want to reason. They did not care. Just like today, you had certain demons or fallen satans that had came. One's name who was met even knowing them beyond the flood. His name starts with an S. It's in the book of Jubilees. Yes, it is. And this is how men have started falling again. They have sway over the thoughts of men's hearts, according to Abram, and which is true. Some thoughts you think are yours, but you know better. You know that you should not commit adultery. You know you should not use enchantments and treating evil spirits that have ill will toward others. Evil means having an ill will toward another and wishing him to curse. You curse him. You wish him evil. You wish him to get sick. You wish him to die. This is evil to the point that you take action. Now, this is how evil spirits have sway over the thoughts of men's hearts. But you know, when you rebuke a spirit, when you have been with the Most High and you know the Most High, you don't have to say a word. Just think in your heart toward that spirit, because that spirit hears spirit. And that spirit will back off. Whether he has a knife or whatever he has, he will back off. God is a spirit. You are a spirit, but you are in a body. You are there in a body. Angels are spirits. Or should I say, the spirits of God are spirits. So we have to think spiritual. People don't even know what spiritual are. You listen to these spirits, these other spirits, they're just talking about demonic worship and everything else. Oh, you have to be spiritual. You know, you don't have a clue as to the world and the other worlds that you live with and in. But nevertheless, yes, we give God the praise, and we thank God for those of you that have been with us since the beginning. We thank the Most High for those of you who have been with us there's about, and we thank the Most High for those of you who have just subscribed. Yes, and those of you who are about to subscribe, we thank God for you. All praises to his name. You're walking with Mr. Clay. I am Mr. Clay, and we're in the book of Esther. Yes, the book of Esther. Esther, chapter 5. Yes. We just came out where Esther was about to, in chapter 4, Esther about to go to the king and entreat the king at the risk of her life because of the law of the king, that you cannot come into the court of the king uninvited. And if you do come, if he does not hand out his scepter to you, you will be put to death. This was the way of the Persians. And it reads in verse 1, now it came to pass on the third day that Esther put on her royal apparel. Woo, I know she was looking good, wasn't she? Yes. And stood in the inner court of the king's house over against the king's house. And the king sat upon his royal throne in the royal house over against the gate of the house. And it was so, when the king saw Esther, the queen, standing in the court, she obtained favor. Ooh, there's nothing but the Most High, the I am that I am, in the sight of the king, held out his golden scepter that was in his hand. Oh, she came to the king because he loved her. So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter. See, this man was a god. This was a religion in their own right. You understand the laws of nations where this man is like a god. It's like you have different leaders like Trump and different, all these people are like gods. They are powerful because they have people that they can command to enforce laws, but many of their laws are based on a constitution, and some of them seem to go against that constitution. But nevertheless, God has laws. He had laws before the flood. They wouldn't obey him. He destroyed them. Not only the laws that he had, but he had to destroy the seed of the watchers. These were giants. God destroyed them. Don't listen to social media. They will tell you all kind of dumb stuff. People that don't never have read the Bible, people that have never tried to understand and know even the I am. They will never do that. And they will tell you something based on like a child that is void of understanding, but yet mad because he's made to suffer what he does not understand. Now, he held out the golden scepter, that was in his hand. So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter. In other words, that's showing reverence. She had to show reverence to her husband, the king. And then said the king unto her, what wilt thou do? What wilt thou, Queen Esther? And what is thy request? It shall be given thee to the half of the kingdom. Now, this is how much he loved her. Have you ever loved a woman, man, that you could just give half of everything you have to, even to the point you almost broke? If she was the right woman, if she was feminine, if she had common sense, this king trusted her to the point that he wanted to offer her half of his kingdom. Many of men have became shipwrecked, just like Vashti, because of women like Vashti and also Jezebel. See, you can say Jezebel, but Vashti was just as bad. Queen Vashti, rebellious against her monarchy husband, who had power over nations because of the laws that stood before the people, even their dedication. Their power was the people. See, one thing about God's power, his power is not people. His power is not your faith. I mean, God's power is not your faith. God's power is just God's power, the I am's power. That's it. Trying to get out of saying he, giving God a gender. It's difficult because of the way we've been programmed. But God's power is just God's power. He does things that you do not understand, and you do not see him. You do not know him. You think that what I'm saying now is just a psychological meme or something. No. You just haven't experienced God yet, and your mind has not been regenerated at all. I ain't talking about no Holy Spirit according to the New Testament. God is holy. God is a spirit. God is not a father. God does not beget. But God created and commanded everything that was created by him to multiply after its kind. Neither did he have to create anything after that. No. Everything was created that was created in the beginning. And every law set in motion, except for the man that's supposed to keep the law. Yes. He decides he's better than God. He has more intellectualism than God. Now we're about to get to a man, as soon as we get to the next one, a man who thought that he knew something. But God is going to put him to the test. How you think the man that made the electric cars, God sent an angel to him, teach him how to make a car like this? Let's work on the pride of these white supremacists and these people who have pride beyond pride, and show them they know nothing, that God could take a man, a boy, to teach him how to make a robotic arm that can be moved by the thought process, period. Oh, yes, God. He does have, you just don't know God. He understands. And he will allow you to go on for a short while, and then you will be judged. because you refuse in your pride. Most of you, you just have pride of your own accomplishments, your own studies. And many of your studies are lies and wrong. Now let's go. He said up to the half of the kingdom, verse 4. And Esther answered, if it seem good unto the king, let the king and Haman come this day unto the banquet that I have prepared for him. Now, she had servants. I mean, he'd give her up to the half. She can command just at the snap of her finger, almost like the king himself. This is the power, man, you give to your woman that you trust, that you know that you can entrust even up to the half of your kingdom, your finances, and that she will do the right thing. But she says, I want to prepare a dinner for you because I have something I want to tell you. But I'm going to bring this enemy up to him too. Now, what is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee up to the half. What is thy request? Even to the half of the kingdom, he said. She says, now in verse 8, we're skipping to verse 8. If I have found favor in your sight, the sight of the king, if it please the king to grant petition, to perform my request, let the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare them for them, and I will do tomorrow as the king has said. Then went Haman forth that day joyful with a glad heart. Oh yeah, I'm in good with the king. Yeah, I'm in good with Massa and all this other stuff. Yeah. But when Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he stood not up nor moved for him, he was full of indignation against Mordecai. Nevertheless, Haman refrained himself, and he came home. And he sent and called his friends and Zeresh, his wife. And Haman told them the glory of his riches and the multitude of his children and all the things wherein God had promoted him. And now he had advanced him above the princes and servants of the king. Now this Haman was blessed, even though he hated the children of Judea. They are Judeans. There ain't no such thing as no Jews. The Greeks put that stuff there. But either way, he hated them, swayed by the sways of evil spirits over the thoughts of men's hearts. Yes, he was convinced to hate them. Now, what did he do? Haman said, moreover, yet Esther the queen did let no man come in with the king unto the banquet that she had prepared, but myself, and tomorrow I am invited unto her also with the king. Yet all this availed me nothing, so long as I see Mordecai the Judeans sitting at the king's gate. Then says Zeresh his wife and all his friends unto him, let a gallows be made of 50 cubits. Oh, they hated the Judeans also. Why do you think you have no friends, many of you that are of Judah and Israel? Not only he had vendetta or some type of hatred toward them. This was Deuteronomy chapter 28 on. And tomorrow speak thou unto the king that Mordecai may be hanged thereon. Then go thou merrily with the king unto the banquet. And then the thing pleased Haman, and he caused the gallows to be made. This is part of the things that we are witnessing and have witnessed for 400 years. The hangings of Judeans. Curses he that hangeth on a tree. Look at this man. He's black. Haman was black. They were hanging people. Some of them, they say they hung themselves. But only an investigation and witnesses can vindicate these men that have suffered this great atrocity. But nevertheless, they caused gallows to be made. But yet, Haman thought he thinking that he's going to go and hang her cousin, her father figure. just at his whim. Now, this is one thing we have to do. We have to pray and we have to fast, that we might go to God, that he might touch the hearts and minds of some of these people who are running around demising many of Judeans and Israelites by hanging. And with that, if we keep the law, statutes, commandments, and ordinances of the Most High, we will have